Walton can tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you got to get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan. Open. Chicago with the lead.
Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
You know, I don't care what anybody says. That Ja Morant dunk over LeBron was a lucky tap. We'll talk about that here in a little while. We'll see what's going on. What's going on, everybody? It's the 5-on-5 podcast. We are just here to talk about the NBA playoffs. Me and some of my homeboys from the C3 Panthers podcast just like to talk other sports. So we covered week 1 last week. We're here to talk about week 2, or I guess week 2.5, because a couple of series have already ended. But we're just going to roll into the same way. I'm going to introduce everybody, and we'll get going. Anthony, what's up?
What's up, dude? Yeah, just same as I said last week. Lakers in 5, baby. Hoping to close it tonight. And yeah, it's always great to talk about basketball, especially because that was the first sport I played. But yeah, man, Lakers in 5.
There you go. Kev, what's up, man?
Not much, just chilling. I got the rookie of the year right now, my profile picture, and let's go. Number 1 overall pick again.
There you go. Hey, you know what? 2 years in a row with rookie of the years, it should spell good stuff in the future. With maybe
Yeah, I mean, it happened last time with Shaq, and then we got the first overall pick very next year. So maybe
exactly. So
get that luck.
All right, fellas. We talked last week about the games that were going on. We had some predictions. I know there's one specifically that I want to talk about, but we got a few matchups this week. We're going to start with the ones that have already ended because we have 3 teams already advancing. Let me go ahead and put the bracket up so that way we can get things going here. And then I will pass the mic and we will start talking about the playoffs. So, okay, Denver Phoenix we know is already the next series here. So do we want to go ahead and talk about this Phoenix LA or Denver Minnesota?
Let's talk about Denver, Minnesota.
Okay, because that one was pretty simple.
So first off, Anthony Edwards is facing an assault charge because he ran out of the tunnel after they lost and threw a chair at one of the members. I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. If you go back and watch it, like right when he missed the game-winning shot, he ran out of the tunnel, threw a chair, and apparently he hit someone. But yeah, man. I mean, I think we all knew Denver was going to win this series. Minnesota got their lucky one winning. But once again, Minnesota is just they don't play like a smart team. I said that last week. So, yeah.
I don't think they're a team in general.
Well, I mean, it's honestly it's the team that LA beat out in the game 1 of the the play-in game. So, I mean, but look, you got to have performances from your bigs. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm sorry, man. It feels like Kentucky products. Skip Bayless said this earlier. Like Kentucky products just don't like produce. Or maybe Shannon Sharp said, I can't remember. Like, how do you have players like Anthony Davis and Karl-Anthony Towns and John Wall come out of your university and not have like championships? And it's like it feels like these guys are just big moment guys, but not full-time players. You know,
they had like one guy, right?
Who's that?
No, they had one championship, right?
Yeah, I think they have one overall. Yeah,
for the AD.
Yeah, but it's just crazy, man. I mean, looking at the stats, I think we called this one right away. Denver. I think we said Denver 4-0, but Minnesota ended up pulling one out, so kind of a gentleman sweep. But I mean,
yeah. I mean, Jimmy Butler left Minnesota for this exact reason. Like, he don't play hard.
Yeah,
they don't play hard. They're not coached well, and just generally like. They just make dumb decisions. Like I said last week, I don't think trading for Rudy Gobert was smart at all.
No.
Well, trading for him was kind of a smart idea. I think it would have been a decent asset to the team. And he had 16 points, 15 boards last game. So I mean, that's pretty decent. But you don't trade 4 first-round picks for him. That's the difference.
5.
5. Okay.
LeBron just hit a deep 3.
There you go, LeBron. Yeah, by the way, we are watching the Lakers-Memphis game right now. 72-75. Yeah, so if we get a little distracted, just know that's going on right now. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind trading for Gobert because I don't think Gobert's a garbage player. I don't think he's an all-star, but he's just definitely not worth anything close to what they traded.
No.
And he doesn't fit but as I said, like last week, Karl Anthony Towns is like he's playing at the top of the key now. Like he was better earlier in his career when he was down low playing in that low post. Like so that's the one thing you got to think about. Like their floor spacing is kind of taken away a lot when Gobert came because he can't shoot the ball.
Anthony Towns is not a star. They just need to stop with that. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, he is a really good player. I agree with you. I wouldn't put him in the star category either. But didn't he the guy? Didn't he want to like make himself like the best shooting big man in the league? Which by the way, he's not by any means. But wasn't that like his thing? Like he wanted to be the best shooting big man. That's why he's playing outside. I don't know.
I mean, Dwight Howard wanted to hit free throws, so
Yeah. Look, if I need a big man, I don't need him to be a great shooter. It's awesome if he is, but I just don't need that. I would rather have a powerhouse down.
Yeah, it's an addition, right? It's not it doesn't have to be like something they have to be a good big man. That's not like it's moving in that direction. Like there's more shooting big men, but like you don't have to be a good shooter to be a good big man.
Right. I'll take a Shaq any day of the week over
over
Jokic, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Jokic is a bad player. He's amazing, but I would take Shaq over him.
I think Shaq over any center.
Shaq's defense, Jokic's defense.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Well, all right. Do y'all want to say anything else about this Minnesota-Denver game? Because we can just walk into the next game that was going with it here, and then walk us into. We can talk about the preview of Denver and Phoenix. Let's talk about the Phoenix-LA series.
I mean,
dude, Kawhi was averaging 35 the first two games. They were competitive, but when he went down, they didn't have a chance. I'm pretty sure like any just alone Russell Westbrook playoff team has not made it out of the first round.
No,
like he just never
He's not
has.
the main guy.
And I'm not gonna lie, Devin Booker was amazing this series. Every time I watched him, he was putting up 39 points, 46 points. He was crazy. You could even say that he's been the star of the show compared to Kevin Durant, who once again is riding on a bus. He's just the passenger again.
Well, he's contributing too, but he's just a plug and play player. Like you're just going to expect 25 points and, either 10 boards or assists from not board, or, a good
he
game.
Kind of reminds me of Kareem in a weird way. He's like, I'm going to show up, get my 25 and 10, and I'm out.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that if Kawhi is in this series, I think this is nowhere close to being over. In fact, it might be 3-1 the other way, to be truly honest with you. I think that, to be honest with you, that we kind of lucked out if we're going to have to end up playing them. If they advance and we like I would rather play them than play the Clippers. Something about the Clippers, we've lost 10 games straight to them. And I mean, Kawhi and Paul George healthy is a pretty lethal combination. I would be willing to say that if they weren't bitten by the injury bug the last few years, which sucks for those great players, they would definitely be championship contenders.
Yes.
Because when those two are at the top of their game, they're pretty amazing.
Yes, I agree with that. And also, Paul George didn't even play a game this series.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing, like the injury bug again, like that's just the most unfortunate thing, man, because this would probably be a Game 7 series if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were both fully healthy, in my opinion.
Possibly, but I think it falls into the same trap we were in last week with Phoenix having such a shallow bench. I don't think they go 7 games. I think if you get a full strength Clippers, they take this out in 5.
That's true.
To be truly honest with you,
that's true because the Clippers have guys like Norman Powell, Terrence Mann coming off the bench. Yeah. So yeah.
So as much as I hate the Clippers, I do hate to see them kind of lose this series. That way, I hate to see them lose because of injury. I'd rather see somebody lose because they just straight out lose. Like I don't want to win by injury. However, it does work out in my favor because I'd rather see Phoenix. Rather play Phoenix in the future if I had to than play the Clippers. But I don't know if we're going to play Phoenix or not. Like it's going to be a good series next. But let's finish up the Clippers and Clippers and Suns, then we'll talk about Phoenix and Denver. What else do y'all want to say about the Clippers Suns? Like Westbrook. Do you think Westbrook was a good addition to this team? And do you think that the Clippers are going to try to re-sign him next year?
It's hard to tell with them two being out in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it really depends. Okay, so if Kawhi Leonard and if they decide to blow it up, I don't think so. But he did say himself, I think he came out last night and said, like, right when I got to this team, like, I felt wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So he would re-sign there, I feel like. And I think the owner likes Russell Westbrook. I think he'd re-sign there if the other guys were going to be there. I don't think he would re-sign there just to re-sign there if they're going to blow it up.
Who's the coach? God, should have been LA's coach, LeBron's old coach.
Lou.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, he said this morning, I think the statement was like he really appreciates Russell. He wants him back, but he also wants other teams to recognize how good he is, and he wants him to get as much money as he can. So it's kind of like, it sounded like it's one of these things like, yeah, we'll take you back, but we're not paying you max money. And if you can get better money somewhere else, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, so it's like,
it sounded like.
Yeah, so we'll give you like this okay contract for you to come back on like a 1-year deal, but if you want to test the market and try to finesse a team, like, go ahead.
And to be honest with you, I mean, like, Russell Westbrook made like $41 million last year, like $47 million this year. Like, if it means being on a team that you could actually win a title with,
take less money.
Do you think you take a little less money? Like, at what point in time is like enough money? That's just in the last 2 years. Russell Westbrook's been in the league for what, like 10?
Longer,
yeah.
like 13.
I mean, this guy's got to have quite a bit of money, and I'm not anybody's financial advisor, and I don't know anybody's business like that. But I just feel like at this point in your career, Russ, stay with the Clippers if they'll take you, because at full strength, even though I don't feel like you're the player you were back in your day, but every player ages and declines. I think you have your best chances of winning anything with the Clippers at full strength. I don't think if you go anywhere else, you're going to really get what you want.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
You found a team that likes you.
Right.
Even the players back you up. So, I mean, it's a good way to go. Oh, that was a BS.
What about him going to Boston?
No, I don't want him to go to Boston. Not that anything against him. It's just that I think that what Boston has is a championship-ready team. I think that given the right circumstances, Boston can win the championship right now. I think they're a strong enough team to win right now against any team in the NBA.
How old is Marcus Smart? I feel like he's been in the league for like 15 years.
I think he's old. He's not like LeBron old, which sucks because LeBron's my age, but I think he's like 34, 35. Let's see.
Did you see that? Speaking of old, did you see that commercial when they're talking about the good old days with the NBA pants? They were talking about, like, are we going to go old school with the NBA pants? And I'm thinking,
the long pants. Yeah,
I'm thinking short shorts, like 80s, and they come out with the long baggy. I was like, oh, that's old school now.
Oh, I was way off. He's 29. It does feel like he's been in the league forever, doesn't it? Yeah, I thought he was way older than that.
See, I mean, I thought he was like 15 years in the league.
All right, so AD just stopped a 12-0 run by Memphis right as soon as LA was coming back. So.
Oh shit! Well,
never mind.
I think you're right, Anthony. It's over.
Hey, dude, I said the other day. I said they're going to finish it in LA.
Dude, honestly though, it's like you're down by 1 and then you just allow a 12-0 run. It's crazy to me. But yeah, Greg, you're probably right. It's gonna.
Is that Ernest Cantor on the Grizzlies?
No, that is who that Salah. That's Salah Aldama, some random guy.
Oh, okay.
But
he looks like he looks like Ernest Cantor.
All right, so Phoenix LA done. We got the result we wanted out of that, even though 4-1 didn't seem like it was going that way. It seemed like it was going to be a way better series. But
yes,
that's the way it crumbles. So now we got Denver and Phoenix next round. What's y'all's pre-round predictions about that, or pre-game predictions?
I think Phoenix takes it in 7 games.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to agree too. And it's not that I want to see, for as the sake of a Lakers fan, I want to see us play Denver. But I do think that Phoenix is going to win in 7.
Sorry.
I do think that Phoenix is going to win in 7. I just think Denver is kind of a team like Phoenix. They're kind of relying on some star power. Jokic, he does a lot for the team. It really depends on how Murray shoots from a game-to-game basis. I mean, you watched like them versus Minnesota. Like, it was a 5-game. It ended in 5 games, but Minnesota had a lot of close games. Like last night, they lost by 3 points.
Yeah.
2 games before, I think they lost by 4 points. Like Denver is barely edging out these games. So you can't say that they're just completely dominating. Like they're barely edging out these games versus a bad Minnesota team.
I mean, they did have like the third or fourth best record in the NBA this year. I mean, they're a good team, number 1 seed.
I just think Phoenix is going to represent the West this year.
Okay, so my heart tells me Phoenix in 7, but my head tells me Denver. I love Chris Paul. I really do, and I want to see him win something so bad, but I don't think I think with the depth they have, they don't make it past this round. I mean, they're just like you said, there were games where Minnesota was close. There were a lot of games where Clippers were close, and I feel like I said, if the Clippers were at full strength, I feel like it wouldn't have been a contest.
Yeah, because Devin Booker at 50 minutes a game, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're going to get tired soon, and it's just I just don't think it's going to work. But I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong, and they could prevail, but I just don't see it happening. I want to see Chris Paul advance, but at the same time, Chris Paul's in the West now, and as long as LeBron's in the West, I'll always pick LeBron over Chris Paul. So,
has Chris Paul ever left the West? I think he was always in the West, right? Hornets, and then Clippers,
and then Thunder for a year.
I guess that's true. LeBron used to be in the East, and then he moved to the West. So I guess that does change it. Good point. But yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. For me, I'm going to go with head. I'm going to say Phoenix in 7 as well. So that means they're going to have to win in Denver, Game 7. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But that would be the better matchup for me, I think. Well, actually, LA wouldn't even. Yeah, LA would play them if they beat whoever wins Sacramento.
It sucks, right? Like just thinking about it for a second. Because if the Clippers did win this series against Phoenix, Denver would probably beat the Clippers, and that just helps us because we match up way better against Denver than we do against the Clippers.
Yeah, I just don't think we match up against the Clippers at all. Like just something, and they're a good team. I mean,
there's something about it. Like we just don't match up good. I don't know. They always shoot the 3 ball at like 65% when they play us. Like just ridiculous shooting splits. It's like, come on.
Well, it's because it's basically a home game for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's home game for us too, I suppose. But it's basically a home game. So.
It's more of a home game for the Lakers.
But we aren't a crazy shooting 3-point team. Like we're an old school basketball team the way the Lakers play pick and roll. Like we shoot threes and we'll make them, but we don't we just don't have these amazing shooting splits when we play the Clippers like they do versus us. It's just.
Well, that was like they were saying the other day that Memphis got up like 64 shots or missed 64 shots against LA the other day, and it's like some teams don't even get up 64 shots in a game.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well. All right, so let's wrap that one up. Let's talk about the other series that wrapped up here, Philly and Brooklyn. Okay, we all called this one.
Oh, yeah.
It was DOA.
Yeah, Brooklyn had no chance. They're in a rebuild now. That's the best way to put it. Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a team that never makes it past the second round either. So we'll see what if they play Boston, they're not going to be Boston. So but yeah, I mean, they played the Nets. Nets just aren't a good team. Easy series. Like,
well, you know what you can say is a good thing if you're a Brooklyn fan or if you're a Brooklyn player is if you're in a rebuild year and you're the 6th seed in the playoffs, that's pretty decent.
Well, weren't they that when they the year before they got Kyrie and KD?
Yeah, they've always been a first round exit team. And then when Kyrie and KD were there, they were a second round exit team. So my point
Kyrie got swept in the first round last year, didn't he? Or not Kyrie, KD without Kyrie, right?
Yeah, the first year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, last year he got swept in the first round.
Yeah. They played Boston though, and that Boston team was fucking legit. So
Memphis is hitting everything. I mean, they're hitting every shot they take. It's insane. We're losing this game, but it's okay. Like I said, I expected to lose this game. And I cannot wait to hear Brooks talk shit after this game. Oh, I can't wait.
He's not funny. I don't think he's going to do it.
You don't think he's going to do it?
He's going to wait till the end.
I don't know, man.
Desmond Bain, this is like This is his
I'm pretty sure that
third.
his teammates will shut him up. You
Hey.
shut the fuck up.
How does Desmond Bain not win like most improved player?
Yeah, he's
like-
gone from like 8 points to 16 points to like 23 points a game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and he's got a 30. Dude, he's just shooting amazing.
yeah, he's pretty scary, man. And the dude
it
is
was.
jacked too. Desmond Bain's a big guy,
Mm-hmm.
like not big, like tall, but like he's jacked. Like he's pretty legit, man. He's got to watch out for in the future.
Yeah.
Like, we're just trickling into this Lakers Memphis game because we're sitting here watching it while we're talking about this.
Stinks,
Uh,
man.
And the Knicks is pretty much over.
Yeah, we can talk about that
which-
because the Knicks won.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, the Knicks did win, so that one is over. What's up with that? Because I haven't kept up. I haven't kept up with the entire NBA. I especially don't keep up with the East because I just don't care. As far as I understood, it wasn't Cleveland supposed to be like a really good team.
Yeah, but
mean,
I
playoffs?
think I said it last week. This Brunson kid is a star.
Yeah.
He's a
That's the guy that
star.
Denver let go of, or not Denver, Dallas let go of.
Yes, he's a star, and they traded. I know this isn't a big accusation, but they traded for Josh Hart, and he's a very good on-ball defender, and he's been playing a lot on Mitchell this series. Cleveland's another team. They're very top-heavy. They rely on Mitchell, Garland, and Jared Allen. Their bench isn't great, so. And then the Knicks have been playing just great defense and making shots.
Randall went out, I think, injury.
He
in this
did.
game.
Yep, he did. I'm not
Still
sure
won.
what it was, but I did see that. I don't know what that's going to mean.
Oh, if he's out, who do they? Oh, they'll play Miami. Oh, see, that's
We're
a
gonna talk about
thing.
that series in
Yeah,
a minute,
we're
so
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So okay, so New York advances. Do you think the Knicks go anywhere after this? No matter whether they face Miami or Milwaukee, do you think that they can beat either one of those teams to advance, or are they basically one and done?
I don't think they're going to beat this series.
Okay,
I think that was a big victory.
I'm kind of in that mindset too. And to be honest with you, it's kind of a success for the team. I feel like a first round win, especially a 4-1 win, is a pretty good statement
It's
for
good.
this team.
You're
Yeah,
an underdog. You're
Mhm.
playing a 4 seed and you're a 5 seed, which I know is kind of similar, but still, like,
yeah. I think it was a statement win for New York. I think it was a great job by them. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the future.
Actually, I might change it. I think they might beat New York.
who
You
do
think-
you think? You say Miami's going to beat New York?
I think so.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
Miami or Milwaukee will beat New York, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think New York's going past the first round.
And if Randall's out, definitely. I mean,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about this Miami Milwaukee series. And I know that last week I was kind of the outlier in this, and I said Miami is a spicy team.
Yes.
If Giannis is injured, they can do this. And the way Jimmy Butler played the other day might have been the best playoff performance ever by a player, just single game performance.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, if Jimmy Butler played like this during the regular season, he'd be the GOAT.
This is the way he played in game 4 was the best playoff performance I've seen since 2018 game LeBron in the finals versus the Warriors when he put up like 51, 8-8 and still lost because of a shitty team. But regardless, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy is real.
Yeah.
And they were just feeding him the ball. He shot like 60% on 56 points, something crazy like that. I think like 57, 58% maybe to be exact.
he got to the line 15 times. He had 15 free throws.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you want to get to the line. Like that's, that means you're attacking the basket. But like Milwaukee, I don't know. I never was high. I wasn't as high on them this year.
Well, I saw Giannis come up like injured, like limping at one point, and it's just he never got the ball really after that.
Well, and what's funny is Giannis still had 26, 10, and 13.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
he still
don't
had an
I know it.
insanely impressive triple double,
I
and
had
it was
him over
like
26 points. I know.
And I think Brooke Lopez had like 33 points, something
36.
crazy like that.
36 and 11. Yeah,
Yeah, so my Milwaukee is a team this year, like they're not as good as their championship team, but they're a team this year that looks amazing on paper because of the regular season, but They were just a little fraudulent this year, man.
Honestly, I feel like Milwaukee honestly doesn't have a number 2. And I love Chris Middleton because he's from Charleston, but like I don't think they have a number 2.
He's getting
Really?
up there in age too, I think.
Yeah.
You don't think Drew's the guy?
Drew?
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
not like
He's not consistent enough. 41 minutes, 14.7 boards, 4 assists.
Yeah.
That's not.
they're not offensive players though. Like Drew is just a traditional basketball player. He's gonna
Honestly,
play.
I
What'd you
would.
say?
I was gonna say if I'm Milwaukee, I'd probably maybe look at Kyrie.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
yeah, because the thing about Kyrie is the one thing I know he's crazy, and I know Lakers people got mad at me for saying I wanted him on this team, but he will give you 25 points on a night-to-night basis, like a consistent,
Yeah.
and that's something that True Holiday isn't an offensive superstar. He's a great defender with okay offense, and there's
Now-
nothing wrong with that. But Giannis needs help. He can't space the floor by himself.
No.
Like you need shooters, like kind of like LeBron earlier in his career.
hmm
Now, do we think that Kyrie would ever go to Milwaukee to play?
Hell no. Hell
You
no.
don't think so? You don't think if
I don't
Milwaukee
think
offered him
so,
5
man.
years max, he would go?
Maybe
he'll
for
win a
max.
title there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But I feel like
Yeah.
Kyrie's one of those dudes that like wants to play in the big market. That's probably the reason he went to Dallas, Brooklyn. I don't know though. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you're Kyrie, you've got to. But man, these guys have at some point in time got to look at their careers and realize where it's at. While I think Kyrie's an amazing player, bro, you're on the tail end of your career. Like you're starting to phase out of this NBA. Don't walk out gracefully, man. You can win a couple more titles if you do the right thing. You've made plenty of money.
I don't even think he
Like
cares.
I said, I don't want to tell
honestly.
people about their money stuff, but I feel like you've made plenty of money.
He seems like a guy who doesn't really care.
Yeah, he does kind of seem like that. To be
Yeah,
true,
I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I don't care. I'm rich.
I think he'd be a good fit in Milwaukee, though. But I
He
feel like
would
if you're
be.
if you're going to trade for Kyrie, you've got to give up something in Milwaukee. What are you going to give up? Drew, Chris Middleton.
You might have to.
Like, what's that trade look like? And more importantly, if you're gonna put Kyrie in Milwaukee, who are you going to put in Dallas from Milwaukee?
Exactly.
That
It's
works well.
not
That
gonna-
works well with.
I mean, I guess Chris Middleton would be
Okay.
probably the best, right?
As long as it's not Grayson Allen, I'm cool. To be honest with you.
Or Brook Lopez, maybe.
Brook Lopez might be a good idea. Yeah, that might be good for Dallas. I don't know. So, who's winning the series? Like Milwaukee's down 3-1 or 1-3.
Oh, Miami's winning this.
Miami
Yeah,
winning?
yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy, man. I'm telling you.
I think Giannis twisted his ankle.
Yeah. And we
He
saw
was like
what,
limping.
we saw what happened with how Giannis. Remember game 1? It was like a 25-point blowout, something crazy like that.
Mhm. Like what's happening to LA right now.
And I did want to say my prediction before we get to this Boston Atlanta series, because this is also an interesting series. I think that Miami will find themselves in the conference finals versus Boston again.
Really?
Just like last year. Yes.
And see, that's what's so funny because I know last week y'all were talking about Miami blowing it up next year, and I'm like, well, they're 2 years removed from the finals.
Yeah, I know.
You
I know.
like they were in the
Don't-
conference
now,
finals last year. Like,
Don't
I
let
mean,
this last game, fool you now.
But what are
He
you
ain't
going to
going off
blow
like
up?
that
I don't
every
feel like
game.
you need to blow it up. I feel like maybe do some adjustments, but don't blow it up. I mean, you're a team that's a few steps away from winning the finals the last few years, and you're just taking out the team that honestly I feel like was predominant favorites to win the finals. I feel like most people had Milwaukee or Boston against
Yes.
Phoenix or Denver in the finals.
I think you can retool it.
Listen, I'm only saying that because I don't trust New York. Like, I don't trust their non-playoff experience. Like, I get
Right.
they beat this Cleveland team, but I wasn't really high on this Cleveland team. Like, I thought of them as another good regular season team, inexperienced playoff team. Like, that's literally what it comes down to.
I don't know. I just feel like I can't look at Cleveland and pull for them without LeBron being there. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
for no reason whatsoever would I have ever pulled for Cleveland. And then I was a Cleveland fan. And then I wasn't. And it's like now I just don't care about Cleveland whatsoever. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's the way I basketball fan right there. So
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of basketball fans. They go with the player over the teams.
it's because the players move so much now, man. How can you
Yeah.
stick with it? Like if you're going to have a player with a team for 12, 13 years, get drafted by that team. Okay, I can see players being fans of Steph Curry and like and Klay Thompson and everything. I get that. Homegrown, home team fan, like they've been the whole time, probably going to be there forever. But there's not a lot of players in the league that do that now.
Oh no.
Like that's not the game now. Now
Yeah.
it's build a team that can win a title.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if like even LaMelo Ball tried to make his way to the Lakers or some
Oh, I'm
crazy
sure-
shit like that.
I know
Dude,
he's leaving. I know,
dude.
he's
Yeah,
leaving.
and it's sad because these when you don't
Which is-
put teams around these like players in small markets, they're gonna leave. No
Well,
matter
that's
how
why-
much you pay them, like they're gonna leave because they'll get
Unless
a
your name's
same-
Dame Lillard.
Yeah,
Well, that's what
for
I'm
sure.
saying. Like I said, that the NBA has too many teams.
Yeah, like there's like six
I
teams,
think they should limit it.
I
six
don't think
teams that are just irrelevant.
They're never going to do it, but I feel like that's the best way to get better competition, better.
Well, the
Go
NBA
for it.
has less teams in the NFL, right? NFL is 32, NBA is 30,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they have too many teams. Maybe they have too many teams make the playoffs.
Well, let's
That-
think of it this way.
And also, like you look at the NFL draft, you're always finding gems in the 7th round, 6th, 4th. In the NBA, you pick top 5, and the rest are a bunch of role players.
Yes, exactly. And let's think about this
And like
logically.
2 of those guys are going to be like stars, maybe 1, probably none.
But generally, that's the way the NFL draft goes too. I mean, realistically, not maybe
could-
40, 50% of the first round
Well,
players that are guaranteed or bust or work out, and then most everybody after that usually ends up being
But you
Yeah,
can find
Phillips.
pro ballers in like the mid round area.
yeah.
You're not finding pro like I guess NBA All Stars mid round, second round, very very rare.
That's
well,
true.
that's what separates like the NFL good GMs from the okay ones. Like the Chiefs, for example, they found that running back in the 7th round. They found that all-star guard in the 6th round. But getting back to NBA, like when you're talking about those teams, like in a way, maybe you could limit it, but then you look at a team like Sacramento. It's taken them years to finally figure it out. So like, and it's simply because they're a small market team. You have to draft. You have to find homegrown players, like you said, Greg. Like that's how it is. Like, and then eventually, when you're good and you're proven, you'll have a guy like Kevin Durant try to join your squad because you're a proven winner. That's the
Or-
way it goes.
Or you go to the Lakers. If you're
Yeah.
a Magic
Go
fan.
to LeBron. Go to LeBron. Get a title.
Yeah. And
You
yeah.
lose Shaq, and then you lose Dwight, and you're gonna
Yeah.
lose Harbaugh.
You know what I think is funny is we've covered almost all the East. We're still talking about Boston and Atlanta, but I think it's crazy that Philly won. They're the only team to sweep straight up 4-0. They have the MVP, and none of us have even considered or mentioned them being in the conference finals
No.
or them being a dominant team. Like it's so funny because on paper, and if you just look at the box scores, they look like hands down NBA champions, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, it's
It's
just
just-
so
it-
funny.
It's a regular season award. I mean,
I mean, they did sweep first round though, but once again, we talked about it's Brooklyn.
yeah.
So,
Why do I get the feeling LeBron just isn't giving a fuck this game?
because
He's
I told
probably
you
like-
he'd rather win in front of LA. Like I
Yeah,
I know they'd rather. They know they can win this series. Let them have this game and let them talk and get bloated and everything else, and then just smash them in LA. That's what they're gonna do. And I may eat my words. Like they
I'm about
may
to
be.
say,
We
six
may be
minutes-
coming back here in 5 days. I don't know, but
6 minutes left to kind of storming back a little. We'll see what happens. But
they're down 27. Is that I
no,
don't know.
17.
17.
You-
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is he lumping?
Yo, yeah, he's okay. He's just
Walk it off. Walk it off. Come on.
Put some Robitussin on it.
There you go.
do you guys want to talk about this Boston Atlanta series? Because that game I saw last night was awesome.
I didn't catch
No.
it. I
I
did.
didn't either,
Oh, I'm
man.
sorry. No, I caught the end of it. You know what happened? I was
Dude, oh
watching
my,
it.
it was crazy.
Yeah, I was watching it, and Atlanta was down like 13 or 14
AD.
points.
Slow to get up.
He's up. Atlanta was down like 13 or 14 points, and there was like 5 minutes left, and I was like, okay, this game's pretty much over. I'm not even going to worry about it. I turned it off, and then like I flipped back later just to see what the final score was, and Atlanta was down 1 with 8 seconds left, and Trae Young had the ball, and I was like, holy shit, and I caught that play live.
Yes.
So let's get into it because that was a crazy game.
Yes. And this Atlanta team can score. They just can't play defense. They scored like 120 something the game before this one. But the fact that they even got 2 games out of this Boston team, that says something, man. Like, I don't care what anyone says, that says something, because I was on here last week and I'm pretty sure I had Boston winning in 5 at least. And it's going back to Atlanta. You never know what can happen. What if Atlanta like pulls out a win and we go to a game 7? Not saying they're going to win the series, but that is very doable for them. They just won in Boston. Boston's a hard place to play in. I think.
Good.
I was just going to say the last thing. The biggest difference between this Boston team this year and last year is the coach they had last year really emphasized defense. The coach this year does not do that as much. And that's why the Rockets just hired that coach that they didn't bring back last year, because he's a good coach. Like, he was a main reason of why they had that finals run last year.
They just got that old Boston coach, right?
Yeah, the Rockets did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's funny because all I've heard the last few days is trash talk about Trae Young and how he's not tradable and this and that. And then, like, he hits that shot last night. I know as I'm watching that, the only thing I'm thinking as I'm doing this, as he's doing that, is like, why in the hell are you taking the shot? I'm like, no, don't take that shot. Why did you take that shot? And it worked out. I guess it happens like that every once in a while. But like, what's going on? Like, what is going? I guess the only thing in his mind I could think is get a shot off, a long 3-pointer off. There's going to be a long rebound with a couple of seconds left for a chance to rebound and put it back in. Is my only thing I can think of. Yeah, we're done. This game's over.
Well, AD just got fouled. You're so non-optimistic, man.
I am.
So not.
I very am.
Dude, Jared Jackson's about to foul out. We're probably not gonna win. I'd rather close the series out tonight. That's why I was going crazy when Russell got us down to 1 point deficit.
I was looking at the box score.
I mean, I guess they are kind of coming back. They're down 9 and 7 is 15 or 16.
What did I say about AD in these 30 and 15 games? Tonight he's gonna have like 20, probably at least 30 and 20. He's got like 29 and 17 right now. Like, crazy, and we're gonna lose stuff. I know.
Sucks. We can't lose, and we win games where he gets like 8 points and 6 rebounds.
I was about to say I'm not going to put on money on him tomorrow or next game.
It's so crazy, man. I don't know. But yeah, with this Boston Atlanta series, we could see something happen here. It may go to a game 7, but I think even if it goes 7 games, I think Boston's going to pull this out. I think Boston might be the best team in the NBA, like all around best team in the NBA.
Boston should pull this out.
Yeah.
Yes, they should. They really should.
So what do we got? We got 2 series left because we can kind of talk about this LA-Memphis one the whole time. But let's go to Sacramento and Golden State, and then we'll finish up with Memphis and LA. I think last time we did the show last week, I thought that Golden State was done, and now I can't help but think that they're going to win the series.
Yep. Yeah, and they sneaked out that 1-point win, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're a completely different team when they're at home. I think that's all been evident. Fox is playing this game, though. So if Sacramento, listen, this is the only thing about seeding. I think this game's going to go to 7, but I still think the Kings pull it off. Because the Warriors just are completely different when they play on the road. They don't play at the same pace. You know, Steph is one of those guys that really vibes with the energy of the crowd. You can tell. Like, they're still a solid team. I just think Sacramento has kind of the same advantage the Warriors do. They both have such good home court advantages that since the series does end off in Sacramento, that kind of gives them a slight edge. So I say Sacramento in 7.
Well,
What's his,
good.
I was gonna say, what's his injury? Fox.
It's a broken finger, or not broken tip of his finger, I believe, on his shooting hand, left hand.
Yeah,
pointer finger. The tip of his finger got shattered or something like that. That's what they said.
All right,
It's a
Greg, we're going to be
pain
down
tolerant thing.
12. Don't say anything until the game.
Yeah, 12-0 run. So yeah, I may eat my words. It's okay. I'm totally fine with eating crow. I got plenty of it in the freezer. I eat it all the time. So, let's see if what do they call them? Trailer Park AR or Trailer Park Kobe?
Is that what they call them?
Something like that. Yeah. I don't think it's Trailer Park, but it's something like that. Yeah. Kobe of the Ozarks. That's what they call them.
Oh my
Kobe of the
god.
Ozarks. I mean, hey, whatever, man. As long as you can do it. But yeah. So anyway, for this Sacramento Golden State game, look, I have a natural hatred for Golden State because of the whole LeBron Cleveland thing the whole time he was there. So it's just like a natural enemy. But I feel like it's one of those things where, like, I want to see this story written where, like, Steph Curry and LeBron James were like arch enemies their whole life, or arch enemies their whole career. But then in the end, there's this guy like Ja Morant that comes up, and they have to team up to defeat the new up and coming, type thing. Like, I don't know why. I just want to see LeBron James and Steph Curry play a game together. It's not an all-star game.
Yeah, I think that here's the thing. I don't think LeBron is an opposer like Kevin Durant is. So if he went to Golden State, they'd have like 10 rings. So like the thing of it, yeah, I just don't think that the league would necessarily want that. But I get where you're coming from. I don't think they hate each other or anything. I think they're friends off the court.
Yeah.
My whole thing, side note, but while we're talking about this, my whole thing with the Golden State thing, it really wasn't. It was when it was 1-1. The Cavs got an unfair shake in 2015. Then they beat them in 2016. Durant going there was a bad move because they had their own rivalry.
Mhm.
Durant should have stayed in OKC, been a man, stayed with Westbrook. He had a solid team, but he kind of ruined that whole thing. And then it turned into, Golden State is overpowered now. What, you think he shouldn't have gone to Golden State?
Well, I just think, LeBron got his boys, and then Steph was like, you know what, I can do better. Let me go get KD.
Yeah, but Steph
like-
already had his boys, was the thing. Like, Steph went and got KD after he realized he couldn't beat LeBron when LeBron had a lesser team than he did. Even when LeBron had his boys, LeBron had injuries on his team the years they played, and Steph couldn't beat him.
I mean, LeBron had to leave to go get some boys. Okay, he left his old boys in Miami. And
Okay.
it's like,
I mean, I feel like Cleveland was a lottery team the years LeBron wasn't there, and they were a championship team the moment he comes back. So it's I don't know.
yeah,
But-
I mean, yeah, I get that, but like, hey, if that's your game, guess what? I can do your game better than you and recruit better than you.
I agree. Oh, this game is make my toes curl. Like, I'm going crazy over what's
You're
happening.
down
Well,
by like 27.
yeah. I mean, so it's a valiant comeback, but I don't think they're going to pull it out. Time's just dwindling down. But
I know.
well, let's go ahead and start talking about this one then. So we're calling Golden State winning this series.
I think so.
I say Kings in 7. I'll eat my crow if I'm wrong. I say Kings in 7.
I gotta say Kings in 7 too. To be honest with you, I think that Golden State's just not going to win on the road. I think if Fox's injury is not too bad, that Golden State can't overcome that. He's just too good.
Yeah,
He's
and
insane.
yes, he's putting up 38 points. I mean, there's second.
How much is that injury though? Like,
that's the key right there. That's what's going to be the factor in this series. Is like how this plays out. Is
and
what
who
his
can
injury
pick
is
up,
being like.
his slack if that injury.
Agreed. But all right, well, let's go ahead and walk into the last game. Let's talk about LA Memphis. We're in the last 2 minutes here. LA's down 14 with 1:58 left on my clock, and Ja's about to shoot 2 free throws. So I would probably go ahead and say this one is done, but I have seen Tracy McGrady score like 9 points in 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
I know it's possible. I
No.
mean, shoot.
Yeah.
I
Is
watched
Reggie Miller coming out there.
right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is almost at the point that I turned the game off, the Atlanta game off last night, and I turned back to check the score, and they were, coming back to win. So anything's possible, I suppose. But I think that LA is probably going to concede this game. There's no point in risking injury. There's no point in really,
Yeah, they have their bench players, and
Right.
I'm gonna stop my bullshit optimism. They lost this game. But LA in 6. They're not losing the next game. It's just weird to me. A lot of these teams, are completely different on the road than they are at home. And you'll see when a great team, you'll see a great playoff team if they can win games on the road. That's ultimately what it comes down to. And I think the Memphis is one of those teams that they're not good. They haven't shown to be good playing in LA. They really haven't. So I think
what happens if they lose?
If LA loses?
If LA loses next game.
LeBron will not allow them to lose this series. There's no way. If he blows a 3-1 lead, that would be insanity to me.
It's going to make my GOAT debate really hard if he does that.
I mean, I don't think he will, but it'll be very interesting to watch.
It would be. It would be.
You also have to remember. Oh, sorry to cut you off. You also have to remember Memphis is a 2 seed. That's all I wanted to say. Like, we're a 7 seed. We weren't even supposed to be here. I remember, Greg, we were talking and you were like, oh, I don't even think we're going to make the playoff. When we got blown out by a team tonight, you're like, oh, it's not looking good. Like a lot of people wrote us off like months ago. So,
Oh, I mean, and quite honestly, how many teams have started 2-10 and even made the playoffs? It's insane. And realistically, if it wasn't for the play-in game, would they have even made the playoffs this year? They were the 7, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would have made it. Yeah, I guess. But I don't know, man.
I mean, we all knew they were saving up for the playoffs. Like,
so do you think LeBron's rest after he broke the record was partially because of injury and partially just to give him a recharge before the playoffs?
Probably recharge for the playoffs. I
Yeah.
believe.
Give him a month off for the playoffs. Come back in time to make sure we get in, and then just go 0 dark 30 on him. I don't know if he can do that anymore, but we'll see.
Who, LeBron?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to give you great games, but he's not going to be putting up playoff 38, 15 and 10 games.
Yeah, I know. He's old. That like he's 38, and it's not like Tom Brady. He can't just sit back in the pocket and throw the football. It's like he has to run down the court. Like
he got to play offense and defense.
Yeah, it's a lot different. So I don't blame him for that. Like that's the whole reason you traded for all these solid players. I mean, we had a chance to win this game easily too. When we were down by 1, that's when you tighten up, play good defense, get the lead. Yeah. So I still think Lakers in 6.
Well, their bench stepped up in the second half because before it was just all John Morant and Bane. And I said they had to have 40 points each in this game to win, and they're 31 and 30 apiece. And all subs are in for both teams. So I think the towel's been thrown in. 52 seconds left. LA's down 17.
I'm turning on the Miami game.
Yeah. The Miami game's only on NBA TV, isn't it?
Oh, no shit.
That's all right. I've got ways. I've got ways to watch it. So.
Oh, wait a minute. I got YouTube TV. It's on there.
There you go. I'm going to check that out, too. Actually, I think about cutting cable and getting YouTube TV. We'll see.
I'm taking the free trial right now.
Okay.
Oh, I love YouTube TV. I think it's awesome.
With that and all the streaming services that I have, it's probably going to give me everything I need. And I'm not going to lie. I've been watching Roku TV. I don't know if you have Roku TVs or not, but they have a Roku channel. They got some pretty good shit on there.
Me and my buddy has it. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some pretty good stuff on there, man. It's pretty legit. So it's totally free. But so we're calling Lakers win next game. Lakers in 6 still, right?
Yes. I say Grizzlies.
Okay.
Just to be
the Grizzlies. All right. So right now we're looking at Miami versus the Knicks. We're looking at Philly versus Boston, Denver versus Phoenix, and Golden State.
Kings versus the Lakers.
Kings versus the Lakers. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting second round.
You remember last time the Kings played the Lakers in the playoffs?
I don't know what happened.
It was the Western Conference Finals with Shaq. Donahue.
We won that series, didn't we?
A long time ago.
Yeah, with him and the Lakers and the ref. That was a Donahue scandal. They say he rigged the game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, Shaq cursed that on TV.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's NBA Week 2. We just wrapped up the Lakers getting kind of spanked by Memphis, but it's okay. They had to give them a little something. So 4-2 is a good way to win this series. We'll see them in Saturday is probably the game this is going to be played.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
All right. Well, we will be back next week on Thursday. Normally scheduled days, just so We had to change it up this week though because there's a kind of an important draft tomorrow going on, and I think all of us are going to be involved in this C3 thing or the draft in some kind of way, shape, or form. But well, fellas, let's go ahead and get out of here. Anthony, where can I find you, buddy?
Yeah, Panther Central podcast on YouTube. Obviously, a big day for Panther Nation tomorrow. Panther Central pod on Twitter. But I do love basketball, so if you want to hit me up about basketball, like hell yeah, I'm so down to do it. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh yeah, Kev, what's up, man? White Chocolate Espresso.
You can find me on Twitter at White Chocolate Espresso. You know, I'm excited for the Panthers pick. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I'm ready for Ant-Man, and hope my Magic get better, or just do something, or just fold the team and put me out my misery. I don't care.
We're going Stroud all the way, man.
Trade for Shaq again.
I heard he wanted to buy the team. Like he told the owner, like, sell me the team.
Yeah. Well, you can find me at the Bad Daddy 52 on Twitter is my personal handle. Check me out at Geeks Chasing Squirrels Across the Multiverse, live on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube on this channel right here, and then C3 Panthers podcast every Tuesday, Fridays, Sundays after games. We got a draft show tomorrow. It's going to be a fun time. But hey, if you like sports, if you like Panthers football, if you like just basketball in general, check out all this stuff we got going on. And those two guys are in the chat room and a lot of times on the show on Friday Free for All. So come check us out. Give us a like, subscribe, review, tell all your friends. And I guess, really, guys, I got nothing else to say. Until next week, keep pounding.